Shalom from Jerusalem. This is Zuriel Independent News, Jerusalem, Israel. We're standing here at the outskirts of Jerusalem, where basically we're trying to inform you, the world, of what's really coming out of Israel. We need to tell you that the Obama administration continues to push Israel into a corner. John Kerry has been here over 10 times in the last 4 or 5 months, and he's trying to negotiate more peace or more false peace with the so-called Palestinians led by Mahmoud Abbas. We understand that America wants Israel to negotiate more land, but Barack Hussein Obama has basically stated that he wants Israel either to go or retreat back to the 48 lines or the 67 lines, and that is unacceptable because we understand that if Israel gives in to the 48 lines or the 67 line borders, Israel will be left with no defenses. We need to tell you that Mahmoud Abbas, the Palestinian president, continues to support terror against the nation of Israel. We have in need to tell you that many terrorists have been released in the last 4 to 5 months, and every time these terrorists have been released from Israeli prisons, they have great celebrations up in Ramallah, up in the West Bank, the territories, and even in Gaza, and they are basically glorifying these terrorists who have been released from Israeli prisons. We need to also tell you that John Kerry has proposed to the Israeli government that Israel withdraw from the Jordan Valley. If you know anything about the Jordan Valley, this is Jordan and this is Israel. And if Israel basically withdraws from the Jordan Valley, any terror organization can easily infiltrate into the nation of Israel and start their terrorist attacks against Israel. And other news coming out is that Mahmoud Abbas, the Palestinian leader, has stated that he wants Judea and Samaria to be given to him as these negotiations continue. I've been to Ariel, and Ariel is a city within Samaria where basically a few 100,000 Jewish Israeli citizens live, and is up high on a hill, and I can say that if the so-called Palestinians or the so-called terrorists from Gaza gets their hands on Ariel, they can easily rain down rockets from Ariel. Ariel is basically up high on a mountain, and if the so-called Palestinians or Gaza terrorists or any terrorist organization gets their hands on Ariel, they can easily shoot rockets into Tel Aviv, into Jerusalem, and any area that can reach by these rockets that will be fired if they get their hands on the Judea or Samaria area. But it is very imperative of me to really tell you the truth. I have done over 400 interviews here in Jerusalem, and many of the Jews that basically I pose the question to them, and I say to them, do you want peace? 99.9% of Jews that I have interviewed basically tell me, yes, we want peace. On the other hand, they tell me that they do not trust the Obama administration and the ongoing negotiations which have been going on for the last 9 months in order for them to either broker a so-called peace agreement or peace deal, or basically turn or give more land to the so-called Palestinian leader named Mahmoud Abbas. Mahmoud Abbas continues to glorify terror against Israel. He basically does not want to recognize Israel as a nation or as a people. Now, let me get to the point. The people that I've interviewed are basically Jews who are walking either to work in the morning when I do my interviews, and I ask them, do you want peace? What do you think about the so-called peace negotiations that are basically going on for the last 9 months? And they keep telling me that they do not trust the Obama administration. They think that Obama has a hidden agenda against the nation of Israel, and the ultimate goal is basically just to give more land for false peace. And now going to Gaza. You know that Gaza terrorists continue to fire rockets. Just in the last few months, they have basically fired rocket after rocket after rocket into the Ashkelon region, up to also the Negev. And basically these rockets continue to rain down on Israel. So why does not the Obama administration come out and basically come against these perpetrators that are basically trying to kill Jews, trying to disrupt the lives of many Jews who basically have to run when they hear the sirens and run for shelter. They have about 30 to 45 seconds to run for cover or to find a bomb shelter to hide from. Why has not the Obama administration come out against these rocket attacks that are continually raining down on civilians here in Israel? We need to put a stop and an end to these false peace negotiations that the Obama administration is trying to impose on the nation of Israel. Many of the ministers of the Knesset or the Likud party basically have stated that they don't want basically these negotiations to basically come to be a reality, because they know that if Israel withdraws back to the 48 lines or back to the 67 border lines, Israel will be left without any defenses. Even though we have our military, we have our Air Force and other things, yet they understand that these negotiations might basically be harming more the nation of Israel. Just yesterday, news came out that Mahmoud Abbas, the Palestinian leader, glorified one of the terrorists that was released on these negotiations that were basically forced by America to release terrorists from prison in order for the so-called Palestinians to sit down and negotiate or try to negotiate a peace agreement with the nation of Israel. Danny Danon has basically come out against these peace negotiations. Many of the members of the government are opposing these negotiations, but yet you have others who basically are putting John Kerry on a pedestal, saying that these negotiations need to go forward. But how can Israel go forward when Mahmoud Abbas, the Palestinian president, continues to glorify terror against the nation of Israel? That is uncalled for. Mahmoud Abbas, the president of the so-called Palestinians, need to stand forth, take a step back, and basically say to his leaders in the Fatah movement to stop these terror attacks against the nation of Israel. There have been warnings of Jews that are driving up to Samaria and Judea to be careful when they're driving on the road, because who knows, unexpectedly they might be attacked by terrorists. So these are the news coming out of Jerusalem. We're asking you to get on the phone and contact your senators, your congressmen, your legislatures up in Washington, and put an end and a stop to these so-called false peace negotiations that are basically being forced down the throat of Israel. It is time for the world to wake up and favor the nation of Israel. As I stand right here, you can see right behind me the mountains where basically I live with my wife and daughter, and we're expecting a son due in May. Thank God for that. But we as Jews, we want peace. Yet we're against any false peace negotiations. We saw what happened in Gush Katif, where almost 10,000 Jewish families were displaced from their homes, and yet 14,000 rockets, almost 15,000 rockets have been fired from the Gaza Strip into the nation of Israel. We're asking you to contact your senators, your congressmen, your legislatures up in Washington, and put an end to these false negotiations that are going down. We want peace, but we don't want no false peace. We want true peace. If you'd like to support our work, you can basically support our work. You can log in to PayPal and give to our email address, which is Judah, JUDAH92 @gmail.com. You can log into PayPal and give to our email address, which is Judah, JUDAH92 @gmail.com. Look at Israel. Look at the mountains behind me. You can see all these beautiful mountains, the land of Israel. Please support our work. We need your support. We need to raise the minimum 2,500 shekels. You can give by logging in to PayPal and give to our email address, which is Judah, JUDAH92 @gmail.com. This is Uriel, Independent News, Jerusalem, Israel. Shalom.